Do you know something about medieval literature? In the past, books were treasures, rarely shown openly in a library, but rather kept safely under lock and key. Finding someone who might loan you a book was a true friend. Some might rent out their books, while others, desperate for cash, might turn to the book as a valuable item to be pawned. From the artistic point of view, the richest part of medieval literature consists of epics, romance, ballads, and lyrics. The prose is incalculably important for history, philosophy, and theology. The medieval masters sang and spun their yarns in various metrical forms, so that, even works of information, they put into crude verse. With respect to race and language, the main division of medieval literature are German, Celtic, French, Spanish, and Italian. The various literary forms show common characteristics. The Romans, epics, legends, and ballads deal with the exploit of knights in battle and in love, and they fall into groups or cycles clustered about some real or fictitious king: Alexander the Great, Caesar, Charlemagne, or Arthur. The Song of Roland is the oldest surviving major work of French literature and was considered as the national epic of France. It is the first and most outstanding example of the chanson de geste, a literary form that flourished between the 11th and 15th centuries, and celebrated the legendary deeds of a hero. Its date of composition was about the close of the 11th century. The epic has 4,010-syllable lines, divided into stanzas of irregular length employing assonance. For 7 years, the valiant Christian king Charlemagne has made war against the Saracens in Spain. Only one Moslem stronghold remains, the city of Saragossa, under the rule of King Marsil and Queen Barminion. Marsil, certain that defeat is inevitable, hatches a plot to rid Spain of Charlemagne. He will promise to be Charlemagne's vassal and a Christian convert in exchange for Charlemagne's departure. But once Charlemagne is back in France, Marcel will renege on his promises. Charlemagne and his vassals, weary of the long war, receive Marcel's messenger and try to choose an envoy to negotiate on Marcel's court on Charlemagne's behalf. Roland, a courageous knight and Charlemagne's right-hand man, nominates his stepfather Ganelon. Ganelon is enraged, thinking that Roland has nominated him for his dangerous mission, in an attempt to be rid of him for good. Ganelon has long been jealous of Roland, and on his diplomatic mission, he plots with the pagans, telling them that they could ambush Charlemagne's rearguard as Charlemagne leaves Spain. Roland will undoubtedly lead the rearguard, and Ganelon promises that with Roland dead, Charlemagne will lose the will to fight. Charlemagne arrives, and his men are overwhelmed with grief at the sight of the massacre. He pursues the pagan force, aided by a miracle of God. The sun is held in place in the sky, so that the enemy will not have cover of night. The Franks push the Saracens into the near river Ebro, where those who are not shot to pieces are thrown. Marsil has escaped and returned to Saragossa, where the remaining Saracens are plunged into despair by their losses. But Baligant, the incredibly powerful emir of Babylon, has arrived to help his vassal. The emir goes to Roncesvalles, where the Franks are mourning and burying their dead. There is a terrible battle climaxing with a one-on-one clash between Baligant and Charlemagne. With a touch of divine aid, Charlemagne slays Baligant, and the Saracens retreat. The Franks take Saragossa, where they destroy all Jewish and Muslim religious items and force the conversion of everyone in the city, with the exception of Queen Barminion. Charlemagne wants her to come to Christ on her own accord. With her captives, the Franks returned to their capital, Hythe. Peneleb is put on trial for treason. Pinabel, Ganelon's kinsman and a distant speaker, nearly swayed the jury to let Ganelon go. But Ceres, a brave but physically unimposing knight, says that Ganelon's revenge should not have been taken against the man Charlemagne served. To decide the matter, Pinabel and Ceres fight. Though Pinabel is by far the stronger man, God intervenes and Ceres triumphs. The Franks draw and quarter Ganelon. They also hang 30 of his kinsmen. Charlemagne announces to all that Barlaam has decided to become a Christian. Her baptism is celebrated and all seems well. But that night, the angel Gabriel comes to Charlemagne in a dream and tells him that he must depart for a new war against the pagans. Weary and weeping, but fully obedient to God, Charlemagne prepares for yet another bloody war. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight follows a classic quest formula, with the knight receiving a challenge. Going out on a journey to meet the challenge and returning home to report on his quest. At Christmas, a knight who is completely green rides into King Arthur's hall. The Green Knight proposes a game. Any knight brave enough to strike off the Green Knight's head may keep the Green Knight's axe, but that man must accept a return stroke in 1 year. Gawain accepts the challenge and cuts off the Green Knight's head. The knight picks up his severed head and leaves, telling Gawain to look for the Green Chapel. Near the end of the allotted year, Gawain sets out in search of the Green Chapel. He finds a castle in the wilderness. The lord of the castle asks Gawain to stay until New Year's Day, because the Green Chapel is nearby. The lord proposes an agreement. He will go out hunting while Gawain stays at the castle, and the two men will exchange whatever they have gained at the end of the day. The exchange of winning takes place over 3 days. Each day, the lord goes out hunting, while the lady of the castle tries to seduce Gawain in his bed. Gawain politely refuses her advances, although he does give her some kisses. Finally, she offers him a magic belt that will protect the life of any man who wears it. Gawain repays the lord his lady's kisses, but he does not mention the belt. Gawain keeps his appointment at the Green Chapel. The Green Knight raises his axe to cut off Gawain's head, but twice he draws back. The third time, the Green Knight barely cuts Gawain on the neck. The Green Knight reveals that he was Gawain's host, and that his appearance as the knight was made possible by Morgan Le Fay. Every Man is a morality play, an allegorical drama that teaches a lesson about how Christians should live and what a person must do to save his soul. A morality play was in effect a sermon that was acted out. The characters of a typical morality play include personification of virtues, vices, or other qualities, as well as personification of objects or activities. In addition, God and angels may appear as characters, as they do in Every Man. Every Man represents a Roman Catholic point of view. The central character, representing every man and woman, earns his eternal reward through good works and reception of the sacrament of the Church, such as penance and the Holy Eucharist. In Roman Catholicism, a person in danger of death receives Holy Eucharist, given under the name Viaticum, a term derived from Latin words meaning travel and road, and loosely translated as provision for the last journey. He or she also receives extreme unction, a sacrament in which a priest anoints a person's ears, eyes, nose, lips, and hands with oil that was blessed on Holy Thursday. After confessing his sins, everyone receives both of these last rites, as they are called, before he enters the afterlife.